Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. For this video, I did a glitter lash, kind of sparkly kind of look. So what you're seeing now is me bedazzling the lashes. This was way harder than I thought it was gonna be, but I pushed through and it ended up coming out pretty decent. The lashes that I'm using are from Ardell. They're the 3D Faux Minks. I got these lashes from Ulta, but I'm sure you can find them at any other drugstore. They're very affordable, so stay tuned for the finished look. So I'm starting off using my NYX eyebrow pencil. I just used the spoolie side to brush my brows up, and I started filling in the empty spaces, the top of my brow, the end of my brow, just to give it a more fuller look. And I like to brush up as I go just to see what spots need filling in and which spots don't, because I want it to look very natural and not overly drawn or not too empty. Next, I'm going in with my Pond's face cream. Apply this all over my face. A little does go a long way, so you don't need too much. It gives me a great base for my foundation, and I like to put it on early so that it can sink into my skin. Next, I go in with my Blistex to keep my lips soft and prepped for my gloss. Next, I go in with my NK concealer in the shade Sienna, and I mix that with my ColourPop concealer in the shade Deep Dark. I'm using my Wet n Wild medium flat brush to apply the concealer to my brows because it gives me more precision. I like to start at the tail of my brow and move inwards towards the front, because that way more product is applied to the tail and not to the front of my brow, which gives it a more natural look and is not so thick and bold. I mix my concealers because the NK concealer just has like a orangey undertone, and I hate that. So when it's mixed with the ColourPop, it just neutralizes it a whole lot more and just makes it look way better. Just going in with my spoolie to make some tweaks and touch-ups to make sure that I get the best brow outlook that I can, because brows are one of the most important parts of the face, in my opinion at least. Next, I'm going in with my Real Techniques shading brush. It's really small, that's why I like to use it for blending my concealer on my eyebrows, because it's a small space and it's a small brush to work with, so it gives me more precision. And here I'm just bringing that concealer down to my eyelids just to give my eyeshadow a decent base. It's not too much product on my eyelids, but I'm not using that much eyeshadow. Then I went in with my Brow or Never gel from Victoria's Secret, and I just applied that to my eyebrows just to keep them still throughout the day and just to make them look better. After that, I went in with my Morphe palette and I used the shade Beach Please as my base color for my eyeshadow. And to apply and blend that, I'm using the Wet n Wild fluffy brush. I then went in with my Makeup Revolution eyeshadow palette and I used the lightest pink in the palette. And I just applied that on the top of my lids. And to apply it, I used a Wet n Wild large flat brush. And I didn't really blend it too much because the pigment of this shadow isn't that great. So I just placed it on there just to make it pop a bit more. Then I went back in with the fluffy brush that I used for my crease. And I just used that to blend out the sides and the top of the crease of my eyelid. Now it's time for the hard part. I went in with my NYX Epic Ink Liner and I just apply that to the top of my eyelid. You guys know, if you watched my previous videos, you know I struggle with eyeliner. Like, I'm still a beginner, so I'm not too hard on myself. I'm learning. And I've noticed that with each video, I get better. Like, my precision gets better, my wing gets better. So we're working progress, you know? It takes time. And this here is a perfect example of me still learning and perfecting my craft. But I didn't cut this out because I want you guys to see all the real and to see my progress and see me struggle, see me get better. So this is the real. To fix that, I went in with a tiny brush and I just put some concealer on there to cover up the line, and I reapplied the shadow and reblended it. Next, I went in with the Wet n Wild Impossible primer. It's not my favorite primer, but it works and it's decent. After that, I went in with my Lancome Ultra Wear foundation in the shade 550. And to apply that, I used my Real Techniques Expert Face Brush. I love this brush. It's very fluffy, it's so soft, and it blends my foundation so well. The foundation comes off a little lighter than my complexion itself, but it oxidizes eventually, which matches perfectly with my skin tone. I'm just going back in with that concealer combo, except this time I'm using less of the ColourPop and more of the NX concealer. And to apply that, I'm using another Wet n Wild brush, another fluffy Wet n Wild brush to apply it. And I noticed that I looked so mad or irritated throughout the whole video. I promise I was in the best mood ever. I just have a severe RBF and I was concentrating on doing my makeup, so that's the result. I did start to use that same brush to blend, but I just hated the way it was blending. So then I ended up switching over to my Real Techniques medium shadow brush, which is for eyeshadow, but I used it to blend because it's perfect for it. It's a great size, it's soft, blends well, like why not? Next, I went in with my Milani setting powder in the shade Translucent, medium to deep, which is 02. I love this powder. I use it for my forehead, my chin, the top of my lips, and the bridge of my nose. And don't mind the container, y'all. If you watched the last video, you know it was hot comb versus plastic. Me personally, I like a light under eye. So after I apply the powder, I go in with my e.l.f. Camo Concealer under my eyes because I didn't apply any powder there yet. So I go in with as much as I think I need and I just blend that out. To blend it, I used a small, like, fluffy brush. I'm not exactly sure where I got this brush from. I really forgot, but it blends it really well. To set my under eyes, I go in with my Airspun translucent face powder, and I use a sponge to just go in with the powder. I put a small amount of powder on the sponge each time, and I just go back in as needed. And I try not to set my face, I just press the powder into my face because I've noticed that when I bake, I just look so ashy and just very ghostly. So I keep it very minimal. After that, I use my ColourPop concealer for my contour. I put a little bit on my cheekbones, and I blend that out using a medium fluffy brush from Wet n Wild. Actually, I think it's a eyeshadow brush. Yeah, this is like an eyeshadow brush, but I use it to blend out my contour. It does an amazing job at it. I also apply the concealer to the bridge of my nose at the very top and at the tip of my nose. To blend out my nose, I use a tiny angled brush from Wet n Wild. This brush is flat, so it gives me great precision and it's easy to work with. Just going in with the same fluffy brush that I used on my cheeks to blend it some more, just to make it fade better, make it look natural. Next, I went in with my Mineral Fusions mascara to cover up the eyeshadow that had fell onto my lashes. After that, I went in with my Duo lash glue. This lash glue comes on white, but it dries clear. What I love most about this glue is that it doesn't take long to dry, probably like 15 seconds max. So it's not a long wait time. You can just apply the lashes shortly after you apply your lash glue. And it's easy to know when it's dry because it turns clear. So here I am applying my lashes. They came out so cute. Honestly, I feel like I could have did a better job in the placement of the rhinestones, but I'm not mad at it. It's something new, it's something different, and I think it's so cute, so yeah. Then for my bottom lashes, I'm just using my LA Colors mascara and applying that. After I applied my lashes, I noticed that it kind of looked disconnected from my lash line, and that's because the lashes had like a white glue on it that I forgot to go over with my eyeliner just to make it blend easier, but it still came out pretty nice. Next, I'm going in with my Juvia's Place Blushed Rose palette, and I'm using the pink blush, and I'm just applying that along my cheekbones, a little above my contour. And the brush I'm using is a large fluffy brush from my Solve brush collection. I got these brushes from Amazon, and I think it came like 20 in the pack for a great deal. So next, I'm going in with the rosy pink highlighter from the same palette, and to apply that, I'm using the Real Techniques Defining Crease brush. And right now, I'm applying that to my cheekbones and the tip of my nose. I then went in with my NYX lip liner in the shade Espresso, and I just put that along my bottom and the top of my lips. For the gloss, I went in with my Milani lip plumper in the shade 110, and I just apply that in the middle of my lips, both bottom and top. And I dabbed my lips instead of rubbing because I didn't want to ruin the lip liner. And I just use a small angled brush from Solve just to blend it and make it look better. And lastly, I went in with my NYX Butter Gloss in the shade Clear, and I just apply that on top of everything. I went back in with the highlighter and the same brush I used, and I applied the highlighter onto my Cupid's bow. Lastly, I went in with my Milani Make It Last setting spray. I just sprayed that all over my face, and I went in with a beauty blender to just dab it and push that product in. And at the end, I just used a Q-tip to clean off my nose ring just to give it back the shine. And that's the finished look, guys. Here's me taking out my clip, getting my hair back to how it's supposed to be. I really enjoyed doing this look. It was fun. I ended up using more highlighter just to give it a more fairy kind of look because that was the vibe it was giving. So yeah, this look was so cute. It was so fun, and I'm probably gonna do the glitter lashes again. Here is the look in a different lighting. I think this was after I applied the extra highlighter, so it's just making my face glow and just pop, and like I am obsessed with this look overall. But thanks for watching, guys. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and turn on your post notifications so that you can see the next video in the Get Better With Me series. Thank you, guys.